Welcome to the Black on the Block podcast, where we're all about preserving the black family. Everything is pro-black, but don't get it twisted. We respect everyone, but we love our people first.
What up, y'all? This is your soul sister, K. Marie, and we are Black on the Block.
This your favorite guy, Coach Scrap, and you listen to Black on the Block podcast.
This is your humble servant, Pops, and you are listening to Black on the Block.
Hey, y'all. This your girl, Nika B. Welcome to Black on the Block.
Say, open the door, let me in. Teach your song, preach your sins. Turn the cheek, let it slide. Give 5 on the black hand side.
All right, let's get back into it, though. Let's get into it. K. Marie, how you feeling today?
I'm good.
Nika B, how you doing? You looking blessed and highly flavored?
And I am, thank you.
Pop, the humble servant, what's going on, Doc?
Man, still humble.
Hey,
Still humble.
I like to hear it. Hey, listen, we're gonna jump right into it. A lot of times, we go back and forth with Democrat, Republican. Go back and forth with like that. And ultimately, you know, and I mean, by now, we know what we're talking about. We're talking about the election. Ultimately, it's a choice. This or that. One of the things that we very seldomly talk about is in-home voting. If everybody's age appropriate, is there a conversation going on in the house about who you're voting for? Or do you feel like that's still your private thing? Like, you don't have to talk to your spouse about who you're voting with. Let's say you got an age-appropriate child that's still at home, they can vote. Are we talking about this at home about, you know, who we're going to vote for? Is it something we have to agree upon? Is it something that we'll just keep it to ourselves and go handle our business with us? What you think about that?
Well, you know, I hear a lot of people talk about stuff, but, you know, I'll kind of speak on myself because it's easier to start with that. And I know the way that things have happened in our house. We talk about not necessarily politics, but about things in general. And typically the way you move, you know, we look at cultural situations. We talk about family. We talk about the Bible. And we talk about things like that. And normally your political views will typically line up with that. So if you're a person that's in the family, you enter rules and norms and order, you end up following facts. Typically, folks are going to kind of line up on the same side. You know, it won't be a surprise, but as far as my wife and I know how she's voting, and she'll tell you that she typically will follow me on what I'm doing, but that's because we've already discussed it, and she just sees things my way in general, you know, and that's the way it's been. It might change at some point where it might be, you know, she might say, well, but for the last 21 years, at least, we've been on the same page.
Like that, 21 years.
Yeah.
K. Marie, what you got for that?
When I was married, my ex-spouse and I, we tended to agree on things politically. And honestly, if he was uncertain about a politician or an issue, he deferred to me because I was the more informed between the two of us. It was never my intention to vote how he voted or for us to be in alignment with our votes because we're individuals. We're not going to agree on everything. So moving forward in a relationship, as I build my new family, I will be voting how I want to vote, and my spouse is free to vote how he votes, how he wants to vote.
I get both sides of it, though. Honestly, we've never talked about it in my house. Never. The only conversation we had was me being asked, have you registered to vote? Not me saying yeah or no, yeah or nay. Kind of goes back to what Pops was saying. Because my spouse understands my stance on it, like don't come to me talking about that. I don't want to hear about that. You look baffled, K. Marie. What's up with you?
Yeah, I am baffled.
Yeah, get it to me. Get it to me. All right, let's go.
I'm baffled. So, I mean, just continue. I'm listening.
Well, why are you baffled? I want to know. Get it to me wrong. I like
You
it.
said you don't care about it. Don't even talk to me about that. I'm
Okay.
confused as to why you wouldn't want to have a conversation with your spouse about these things, because they affect you all as a family and as individuals and your child.
Right. So I since we've been married, I've seen 3 presidents. Milk went up, gas went up. As far as what has affected me.
Okay.
Nothing has affected me. I haven't seen it. If it has, I mean, I haven't seen it. I ain't felt it. So
are we speaking of just presidential elections or local?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're talking about.
Yeah, we have to talk about. I think in the whole. I think, and to be fair.
Yeah, I got you. Local stuff is different for me though. I mean, when we're talking about something local, it's totally different because they do affect school systems. They affect the things around me. But I slip up. And we get caught up in this 2 different people, and I slip up and forget to go. Last election, I did vote. K. Marie, so turn down your nose. I did.
Keep it up.
I voted, and a year later, my damn gas bill was high as hell.
Okay. I'm pretty sure it didn't have anything to do with that. I'm pretty sure it didn't have anything to do with that vote you placed a year prior.
Well, when I wasn't voting, gas was steady.
Okay, and the fact that you didn't vote didn't have shit to do with it.
Pure coincidence, I promise you.
Yes.
But I'm gonna tell you, man, as a former athlete and a coach, man, we're very superstitious about stuff. Very superstitious. You know, some people go in and wear the same game shirt every Friday because you're superstitious. You don't want to take it out. You know what I'm saying? And so all I'm saying is, gas was steady when I wasn't doing that. And when I made the decision, and I swear to God, I never forgot. I told my wife, it was about a year later after the elections. I said, man, I ain't never voted in my damn life, and I go vote, and gas skyrocket.
You know, gas been going up since forever. I remember when gas was $2 when I was a child. It's gonna continue to.
I feel you,
everything's gonna continue to go up. The shit's been going up.
I feel don't get mad at me because I get away.
I'm just saying.
Because he said what's going on in his household, right?
I don't want to talk about it. And whether I go vote to Monday or don't, leave me the hell alone. We'll be arguing about that. And since you know that, we're going to keep down confusion and leave me alone. Hey, Rick. What you got, nigga B?
Hey, I don't have a spouse. I will tell you that I've ended relationships over it. And I think it's just about prioritizing things. I had a situation where I was we were friends at first, had a good foundational friendship, never really talked about politics. It moved into something more romantic, and we were on opposite ends of the spectrum. In my opinion, I think it's very important for you to be aligned somewhat in both, like, political and social.
Right.
And even that, because we had such a friendship that we had built, I had tried to compromise and find a middle ground, me saying, okay, we don't have to discuss politics at all, right? Not realizing how it would affect like everything. Like, you can't watch the news when you're around that person. You can't, it's just a lot. And so for me, it turned out to be a deal breaker for something romantic. Just because we want, not that I don't, again, I expect everybody's individual right on what they do in the voting booth. Had that been left in the voting booth and not, I felt used as a way to try to persuade or manipulate me, which really is not an easy task to complete at all, then I feel like that we could have probably found a compromise, but because they felt, that they wanted to bring it up every 5 seconds, that was a deal breaker for me. So as far as having grown children in the house, I think it's important that from way before voting age, that we start to work on creating critical thinkers. our school system fails at it. I think us as parents don't really even realize sometimes the way we parent discourages that, because I
Right.
want you to do what I say. I was raised like that, do what I say,
Yeah.
and I implemented that as a parent to some degree, right? But doing as I say is not creating a critical thinker. So I think it's very important to discuss different topics, but also respect individual freedoms. And like I said, I'm gonna celebrate more that you're a critical thinker than if you can lay out your point to me. It doesn't matter if I agree or not. If you can lay it out well, then I respect it, and that goes a lot longer for me. Now, of course, if we're aligned, I love that even more, right? But if we're not, I'm not gonna just chastise you or cut off my family because of it. If you can line out to me your points, hey, I respect it, and you respect mine, and we're going about our day.
Right. So, was it that they wanted to? I mean, they want to talk about voting all the time, or I mean,
They
what
wanted to
was
talk
it?
about politics. So,
I
we've
got
been in this era of just like, I feel like overwhelmed with it. Like right now, I'm not even really watching much of the news. I scroll on social media. That's
Yeah.
all you see, of course. We're right before election, so I can't wait for it to be over either way. But yeah, it was just like every opportunity, even things that were not deemed quote unquote political, still political carries over into how you feel about social things. So when we
Yeah.
talk about, police brutality or something that comes up as an article, I want to be able to discuss that. That directly affects me.
Yeah.
This was back, I mean, honestly, the relationship was a long relationship. This was back when Trayvon Martin, when everything happened with him. And if you can't see what was wrong with that black man, and because that's what I date, then we're not compatible. Able to talk about that when you have all these emotions going on inside you. Again, I raised a black son, so all that hits home for me so if we can't discuss that as a couple, and then it goes into politics, which it did all the time, because that's all you do, then deal breaker.
I totally agree with you on all of that.
That's it.
And
That's
it
it.
does. You're sure? Okay. It does get overwhelming. Even if it's someone I agree with, I don't want to talk about it all the time. But
Yeah.
definitely, if you're someone and we don't have those same political views, like you said, it spills into those social issues, like women's rights, Black lives mattering. And if we don't agree on those things, we can agree to disagree. Yes, if you can argue your point. But when it's to the point that you are trying to manipulate me or belittle me or disregard my views because they're not your views, then that's where we have the problem. And so that's when I tend to dissociate or get, quite frankly, pissed off, and we're not going to communicate anymore. So I would rather not have a lot of political discussions in my personal life. I have strict boundaries around that. I'll say that. I'll have the discussions, but I'm not going to have them on a daily basis. I'm not going to speak about them on a frequent basis.
Yeah, ultimately, again, it's everybody's individual decision. But I think that, that critical thinking piece, albeit young or old voter, is definitely lacking in the political system and in our culture and world in general. I saw oh gosh, what was it on? I can't remember what it was on, but it was on social media, of course. And this lady, her husband had died. They had been married like 50 some odd years or whatever. And he never wanted her to vote. So she didn't vote. Well, guess what? Now this is the first time she's being able to register to vote, because his vote was what he considered his household vote, right? And she went along with that, and that worked for them. I'm not knocking it. If it worked for you and you taking care of them, you happy, you like it, I love it, right? But now she's being able to finally, because he's deceased, exercise her right to vote. And I think we gotta, again, critical thinking in each individual.
She had to have a personal problem.
She or they?
Now, this is what I'm saying. Forget him. When you go in the booth, do what you want to do.
She wasn't going in the booth because she was obeying her husband. Are you
Man,
looking at me like it's not my story, bro?
No. What I'm saying is you can't go to the grocery store real quick and slide in the line.
I mean, again, it's a lot. They talked about, I saw an article where they talked about a lot of women who say, oh, tell their husband, oh, I'm voting your way. But then when they get in the voting booth, they do their own thing. Like, I don't want to be, I don't want to be in a relationship. Like, I need you to respect mine and me to respect yours. And again, if we disagree, we disagree. But look at if I've built a life with somebody, I'll give an example. Going back to my example, like, we were in the process, the phase, I thought of trying to get ready to build a life together. So yeah. I even asked someone that, okay, so, I'm an avid Obama, like to the day I die, you understand? So, and he was the complete opposite of that, right? So I said, listen, if Michelle and Barack ain't gonna lose no sleep over us, we shouldn't lose no sleep over them. Same thing. Donald and Melania, is that her name? Melania? Whatever her name is. Like what? Are you kidding me? At the end of the day, they gonna do what they gonna do. Like, so let's find a compromise. But it's something wrong if you really can't do that, especially me being me and how I rock.
Yeah, because if you can compromise.
If Cameron was like, what? You compromising? I'm telling you, like, I think he's a good provider. I think da-da-da. Now, to me, this is flawed, but yeah. I can find a workaround. But you're not going with your political hat on with me. We're not going out like that. Are you kidding me? No, we're not doing it. I didn't put a rule out that I wasn't going to comply to. You understand what I'm saying? So if I put that out there, I'm very morally driven. So if I tell you I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it, and I'm a stickler for that. And so when somebody does the opposite of that, that irks my soul. So I say all that to say I didn't put something out that said, "Oh, you got to do this," but then I can still talk politics, and I cut it all off.
Right? They just stopped.
They used to call me Black Power all the time, and I totally just shut that down and was just more subdued, more laid back. Stop watching news. Stop, because I really wanted that to work, but it didn't.
I think that's what most of go on in my house. Like, honestly, I view things a certain way. Mm-hmm. And my wife can view things a certain way, and Nika B hit on it. And I think we kind of just naturally went into a phase of these people ain't about to lose no sleep over us. Whatever happens, and I'm definitely not talking about things like the Trayvon Martin. I'm definitely not talking about stuff like that, because that affects us all as America. But when we talking about policies and different stuff like that, and the people that get to make them, we don't have no dog in it. We don't have no dog in the fight. So I refuse to be arguing in my house about some shit I can't control. Especially if we on two different wavelengths with it. I'm not about to be going back and forth about some shit that I can't do nothing about. And if you feel a certain type of way, those are your feelings. You're entitled to it. And we've talked about certain things, and when the moment it starts to go in a different direction, to where it's getting too, man, I ain't studying this shit. Real talk, and I'm quick to cut it out. Donald Trump, he do his thing. You know what I'm saying? He out here grabbing you by the, you know what? Kamala, she do her thing. You know what I'm saying? They say what they say about her. You know, some things may be a lie, some things may be a truth. I don't know. I don't know the But going back to earlier, when we're talking about local stuff, is different. To me, local stuff is different than the big stage, because especially like where I'm at and the things that I do, and I've gotten out, and I'm part of certain groups that's helping out the community. So I get to meet these people that's running for stuff. I get to see them. I get to actually have a conversation with them. So that process of voting is totally different.
Right. So I feel like, and I think you're right to that point. However, I think that if we collectively as a whole, like just as Americans in general, participate more in local elections, that lays the foundation for my federal options to get better, right? Because if the foundation is cracked and shambled, which it is, mm-hmm. right? Because we not turning out, we not holding them accountable, we not, so then nobody higher than has to do better, so they can tell us anything. We live in a world where everybody has their own truth. What's your truth and what's your truth? No, what is the truth? right? Because everybody gets to twist everything the way they want it. And it's scary almost because, again, just going back to the critical thinking piece, I don't have people who can critically think in this world to know the difference between right and wrong, right? Because yeah, it can be right if these factors apply, whatever,
Right.
or to this person, but not to this person. It's ugly. And what I worry about is the generations after us, because I feel like I got a pretty steady foundation. What I'm worried about, again, is I look at kids and grandkids and nieces and nephews and cousins and stuff like that. They don't have those critical thinking pieces. They don't. I mean,
Right.
and where it started, whatever, but they don't have that, not just for politics, but for life in general.
Pops, you had anything else on that?
I first of all, Nika B, I think what you said about local scrap, I think you said it too. Very, very important. Also, where it is extremely important on the federal, because a lot of times we don't really think about it like that, but geopolitically, when you think about what's been going on lately, with the talks of like World War III. Anytime you're dealing with countries that have the ability to nuke another country, we've heard about Hiroshima and the nuclear weapons that are possessed now are so much more powerful that often the most serious stuff is not even mentioned, where we've been very close to big, powerful countries exchanging nuclear weapons, which could, civilization as we know it could be over in a matter of hours. And I mean, we've been coming up to the precipice of this, and often it's good for most people not to think about it because anxiety is already at an all-time high. But sometimes the person or the people that are in the positions to make decisions, they driving the ship, and hell, we just riding on it. So they might take us into a World War III. And all of us might be saying no, 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 but the people that are in those powerful positions, they get to make that decision for all of us. So when you said it's good to really have good critical thinkers, I think that I've been extremely fortunate. Some of it is good fortune, and some of it is just the way I've done things in my household, about when we talk at the kitchen table. I don't know if it's a blessing or a curse, but my youngest baby is very much just like me, except she has that, a woman's brain is a lot more, she can transfer information to the left, to the right side a lot faster than the average man. So she's sharp. So
very sharp.
Her knife is very sharp. So I would always tell my children, you can talk to me back and forth as long as you want, as long as you do it respectfully. And so she can hold her own in any conversation. My oldest daughter, she would prefer to read a book versus watch anything on a video. So she's extremely well read. And I'm the type, they've seen me, my own children and my wife, I'll take on anybody, anywhere in the right setting. I would prefer not to get shot or stabbed. But if we had a big family gathering, like Nika B said, I'm the one that takes on everyone. And I tell you, if you have a while to listen, I'll break down everything I say. Otherwise, I zip my lips. So what I always tell people is keep living. Watch what happens. So I want my children to always challenge my thoughts, because if you put something out, you have to be able to defend it. So,
Right.
When things come up, my wife, I'm fortunate to have a person that typically acquiesces, but I always want to hear why. Like, don't just give me the answer. In algebra, my teachers used to make you prove, how did you get it? Show me how you arrived at that answer. So we will have conversations, and I'm fortunate that we can go back and forth. And sometimes I'm wrong, and I always tell folks, they'll say, "Nah, you're wrong," and I say, you know what? You better count it on your finger. Because old pops ain't wrong much, but when I'm wrong, I rejoice because I get to learn in that moment. And that's why I say stay humble. That way you won't worry about it when you're wrong. Because if you're not ever able to be corrected, you're not going to grow much. So I like to
Right.
have people around me that are thinkers and people that can challenge old pops, because we have to sharpen one another's sword. If we get them real sharp in the house, we can go out in the world and we can thrive.
I think it's unfortunate that these type of conversations about politics and things like that are the driving force to end relationships, friendships. I'm pretty sure people done died over it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the unfortunate part, because at the end of the day, it's a choice. You know what I'm saying? It's your choice. And it's much like anything else in your everyday life. When you're looking for something to eat, you're gonna stop at Wendy's, Popeyes, Burger King. It's your choice. You know, and to be honest, you know, like that's simple, that's simplistic, but it's as simple as that. It's yours. It belongs to you. It's yours, and you're able to do what you want to do with it. And I don't think, me personally, I don't feel like anybody should be judged on who they vote for or whether they do it or not. It's your choice.
Losing relationships and friendships over politics, I don't think it's unfortunate, because your politics speaks to your worldview and your value system. And when you have candidates or issues that are so different, one is on this end, one is on the other end, if you can condone or agree with certain things, you are clearly not the person I thought you were. Now, we can agree to disagree, but when it gets to the point where you are condoning bad behavior of someone you support, or dismissing or minimizing it, that speaks to your integrity and your worldview. And when you try to force your beliefs on me, or when you are misinforming or manipulating, then I'm not bothered by the relationship or the friendship ending because of your politics, because it's more than the politics. It's what you're doing with your politics.
The age and stage in my life, when I've never needed a big crowd or a group. Like I feel like true leaders don't. But I'm definitely at the age now where if you have to exit my life, holler at you. You know, it's not even disrespectful. I don't wish you no bad, but I mean, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for whatever reason, because I feel like, again, I'm really solid as an individual. And so I'm not going to try to persuade you one way or the other. It's people that call me with their problems. I used to be like, you know, giving all kind of advice. Now I just mostly listen. Okay. Because if you like it, baby girl, I love it. If you, I'm at a different place. So same thing with politics. Like I don't go back and forth. Like I tolerate what I can tolerate, you know, on the TV or social media, but I don't wrestle with that, because it's gonna be what it's gonna be. They said it's already been written. So whatever's supposed to happen is gonna happen, right? And so
Right.
I just know I have to do whatever I was assigned to do for my own individual circle in life. So
And that's what I was speaking towards. I wasn't saying just deal with whatever, you know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, if somebody's trying to manipulate somebody, like, fuck the politics. You just, that's who you are. You're going to try to manipulate me between white milk and brown milk. I mean, that's just who you are. And so
but if you don't have
person,
those critical thinking skills, sometimes you don't even realize you're being
right,
manipulated.
for sure.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Like, yeah, like old girl that didn't vote until her husband died.
You know what?
That's
K Marie
great.
made a very good point. When she said, you know, she won't hide things, and sometimes it's a beneficial thing for certain friendships or relationships to end, because what in this society we do a lot of faking, and I think that's why a lot of us suffer. But when you stand 10 toes down on who you are, the people that don't rock with it, they can get away from you quickly. And sometimes when you live the straight and narrow, a lot of people be like, they feel bad for that person because they seem isolated, but that person is actually being protected. Don't even fake it. You stand on what you stand on, it'll almost be like a shield around you. People will want to get away from you. If you're a person to tell the truth, nobody want to be around you. Of social media where everything is, you know, you on Facebook, you got 800 friends. If you saw one of them at Walmart, you wouldn't even speak. What all I'm doing on your quote friends list. And you think you have support because somebody liking your pictures and your posts, and nobody will come and bring you lemons when you sit and set them on your porch. So if you are real, if you say what you feel, yes, some people are going to appreciate it. And some people, matter of fact, they're going to have, you know, when you turn on the light in a dark room full of roaches, when you turn on that light, the roaches scatter. Keep your light on high beam. you'll keep the roaches away.
Damn, did you have to mention roaches? I just started itching all over.
Good analogy. Good analogy.
Had to make that point. Them old-
Would it be a deal breaker for y'all to be involved with somebody who does not vote or participate in the political system at all? Is that a deal breaker? I already know your answer is no. Like, yeah.
Who, me?
Coach.
Yeah, Gary, bring your non-voting ass on the board. Yeah, hell
Oh gosh.
yeah.
I never thought about that because I have never been seriously involved with someone who does not vote. I have never thought about that.
You know what? Because I would like the honest. I would love the honesty though, because you got some like Pop just said, you got so many people not keeping it real. But you'll be with somebody. Oh yeah, I vote my ass off. Man, drive back home every day.
You know, I think it would. I think it would.
Borrowing stickers and shit from people, and you lying. You ain't voted for shit.
It would be for me, because then that one time when you decide to vote years on down the line, who knows which candidate is going to inspire you to be that first time voter. And it might be something that is way out there and too much for me to be able to deal with. So I got to know where you coming from. So I don't think I could.
It wouldn't be a deal breaker for me, like if it was the only deal breaker. You know what I'm saying? Like if that was the only big thing.
I'm sure that wouldn't be the only one for me.
So if this man comes and he presents everything in the world he's supposed to present as a person, and he just don't feel like fucking voting. Don't
now, if that was the only thing,
leave him alone.
no, if that was the only thing,
Check every single box.
I mean, every last
no,
one.
then I would obviously be open to it. But
Just look
I'm
the other
pretty
way
sure
on election day.
that would not be the only thing.
Why?
I'm pretty sure because nobody's perfect.
Right. So this is imperfection.
If
right?
that was the
You
only
don't vote.
thing, it would depend on the person. Yeah, it would
She
definitely
would
depend
try
on the
to
person.
consider it, is what I'm hearing. You would do your
Right,
best to
okay.
consider
I would
it.
try to consider it if that was the
Y'all ain't
only
gonna
thing.
work out. Y'all ain't gonna work out.
We would see where you stand on social issues.
Hey, see,
So-
now you picking at that man now.
No, I'm not. That's part of getting to know somebody. You need to know
Telling
those
her-
things before you decide to commit to someone. I
Well,
mean,
find out
so
what's
politics
favorite
aside,
color is.
huh?
Find out his favorite color. Do he like sherbet or vanilla?
That
Find
don't
that
have
stuff out.
shit to do with me committing to you. I
Yeah.
gotta know where you stand on social views in general. Let's put voting to the side. I'm talking about social issues, values, worldview. You gonna coexist with this person.
Can't make you happy. I just said the man's pick every box. So
She didn't hear that part. She didn't hear that part.
He agree whatever you agree with. That's the way he think too. I'm saying the man just don't want to go there. He don't want to
He
stand
said,
at
I'm
the
not
top.
involved in the political system at all.
Right.
Okay,
He
I
messing
could
with
probably, I could. It would.
You know what? He gonna leave you. Don't
Let's
worry
just
about
see. Let's just.
it. He gonna leave you. All this.
Let's
all
just
this
cross
being
that bridge
decisive
when we get
shit.
to it.
Good answer. Good answer.
He gonna leave my.
You know what, Nika B, the reason I don't think it could be a deal breaker for me, because it probably wouldn't come up. That wouldn't be one of the things in my screening process. Although I've heard a wise man say before any two people become intimate, they should have at least asked and have answered 600 questions. So, but that's way over here in this side. You know, since I'm married, I don't plan on being out there again, but I couldn't see it coming up as a deal breaker because I probably wouldn't be one of my focus points. Like, excuse me, are you registered? And
right. Well, I'm saying if once it came up, you know, and you or let's say now, let's say if your wife came to you now and said, "Listen, I don't want to be involved in the political process no more." Would that cause any stress or strain, or you be okay with it?
If it was some strain, I would anticipate that it would be minimal. I would be curious, like, you know, what's wrong? You know, what happened to make you change?
Yeah.
And so if it was something that caused her an excessive amount of stress, I'm not going to push it, you know. But if she was just all of a sudden, you know, I don't want to do it. You know, first of all, she said, it's just too much stress and anxiety. I said, I understand. You know, let me go out there and take the arrows, because I don't want the stress on you anyway. So let me put the umbrella over you so you won't have to deal with it. You know, if it was something that was just a candidate and she gonna sit out for that time because of all the choices, she don't even. I would understand, but if we trying to get the city council person up out of there, I'm like, baby, we're gonna need all hands on deck.
Yeah.
I want the dogs voting in the backyard. Hey, I'm out knocking on neighbors' door. We got to get this joke up out of here because we need some more speed bumps on my street.
I will say this. I stopped dating someone several years ago when Obama and Hillary were running for the primaries, because, and I didn't support Hillary. I didn't vote for Hillary. However, the fact that this man said he didn't agree with Hillary running because women were not meant to lead. Now that's where your political ties into your worldview and your values. And so if you don't feel a woman is meant to lead, then you are not going to be supportive of me and my personal goals in regards to leadership. So that was the deal breaker.
Did he weigh in on why he felt that way though?
It was tied to his religious beliefs.
Okay, because I understand it on some certain sides. I get it. Can't no woman lead this house up in here. Right?
But you know what?
You better lead up in here.
And I'm not saying be a leader of your household. He just meant overall. I do believe the man should be the head of the household. But then don't come to me with your religion when it comes to women needing to be leaders, and you trying to have sex, premarital sex.
Right, you pick a side.
Don't do me.
Pick one, right? Yeah. Pick a side, homie.
He plucking out certain scriptures.
That's what people do. That's what people do. They use the religion when it benefits them.
Yeah.
He wasn't a critical thinker.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
Right. He followed it. Right. Yeah.
He said, give him some grace when it come to slide between them sheets.
Yeah.
He want a little bit of grace.
Yeah. Put this aside.
What 2 or 3 I gathered. Okay, Marie, what 2 or 3? Okay.
It sounded like he wanted together.
Right. So what about like children? Like for me, if it's a grown child in my house, they have to vote. I don't, honestly, like critical think that's fine, but you have to vote. I will tell you, my mother went through, and I guess you can check all people's registration by putting in their information, and she called out some grandkids that was not registered, and she said, "Y'all got to get registered." And it was funny just knowing my mom.
Put the paperwork on.
They would say, "Oh yeah, Granny. Oh yeah."
No, come here. No, you ain't.
Look,
I love
that.
That. And we need more grandmothers, and we need more adults in the families doing that, encouraging these young people to get out here and exercise their rights to vote.
Because they don't, that generation, a lot of them just don't believe in it, and it's unfortunate. I think
they're gonna believe in it 20 years from now.
Well, because they don't have those thinking skills. I don't know if they will or not. I don't even think they'll realize that was a problem.
Man,
but
I hate to cuss an old person out.
Hey.
When I say older people, I'm talking about you too, sir. I'm not talking about you.
Listen, he excluded himself. He thought he was in the young group.
No, I'm not talking about you.
He forgot. Look, he had a birthday every year.
He thought he was the one getting checked.
It's scrappy all up in that.
But if old school pulls some paperwork out, old scrap.
As long as her name,
you are the old school. No.
You know what? I'm gonna let y'all have it. That was good. That was one tally mark for y'all. Go ahead. That was a good one. But I was talking about you. Yeah. Well, I'm not gonna be pulling no paperwork on nobody.
Well, but I liked it. I appreciate it.
Needs to be done. You can't say nothing to grandma.
You're damn right.
Can't say shit to her.
Yeah,
and I can still fold a little paper up and take it down to the house with them. I'm gonna check y'all off as I see y'all getting dressed. I check y'all. Hey, can't nobody get none over it or lose friendships, and sitting in the back.
You said it's causing problems.
It's causing issues in the household, and
no, it speaks to who you are as a person and your values. Now, again,
yeah, I know it.
Not necessarily your political views are yours, but when you try to influence and manipulate,
Right.
That speaks to your integrity.
Right.
And when you intentionally misinform. Now, and again, this piece with this, dating, like Nika B said, shit, choose a side. Now you can't be quoting the Bible to me when it comes to women being in leadership positions, and then you trying to have sex. No, like, so it wasn't the politics; it was that belief there, because I knew how that would affect me if I had gotten into a relationship with this person.
The Ten Commandments, and he wanted to do something. He was leaving out one. He said, "The hell, devil."
He said, "He's just a man." Listen.
Right. I'm a man at the end
That's
of the
what
day.
they quote that. I'm just a man.
Got to happen. Run around here with blue balls if you want to quote scriptures. Shit.
They can't think straight like that. Let them.
Yeah. And to be honest with you, that's one thing about men that they have you being critical thinker. You gotta be smart now. Now you gotta be smart.
What you mean?
You better pick your damn battles, son. Pick your battles. What I mean is, he ain't get none. Yeah. Now you run around with the next person quoting scriptures.
Well, I'm sure somebody went for
somebody with some long skirts.
Right.
You right, and that is not me.
With a slip on up under it.
I'm gonna get you one for Christmas, K. Marie. Maybe you can get in line.
I can't stand a slip.
Me either. I hadn't worn one of those since middle
Let
school.
me tell you, my grandma. I'm telling you, if you went out without a slip on, oh my God,
you had a slip on.
You understand?
That's like too many curtains.
How about you all explain what a slip is? Because if it's some younger viewers, they might not even know what a damn slip is.
Yeah, we don't know.
Google it.
Us younger viewers don't know.
Come on, scrap.
It's just a little undergarment piece that lines, the skirt where you can't see through. And I know the purpose now today is to see through, but you really not supposed to be able to see through.
Yeah. When I think slip, I think church clothes, because that's when I wore my slip. So
but I don't even know that there's a difference. People wear anything to church now. Anything.
Preach.
So come on now, and come as you are. Don't mean
they don't mean come like you come to the club.
Yeah, like there still should be a level of respect and reverence, for the process, and we don't. Yeah, of course.
Be running late.
You know what I'm saying? Come on. But yeah, slips.
The outfit I used to hate. It was the dress with the little straps on it, and you had a little button-up shirt, button all the way up to your neck.
Oh,
with the little short sleeves.
That was cute. I never had one.
And little pigtails. Standard.
Wow. Why do you hate that? Why?
With little white and black golf shoes.
What did that ever do to you? Mary Jane? You talking about Mary Jane? Mary Jane, you had to have one.
Love those.
I don't like it.
With the ruffle socks that you bent
with those Jermaine Dupri socks.
And making sure your knees weren't rusty, Vaseline them up, or baby oil.
Style.
Don't bring up baby oil.
So now I want to share some old Easter pictures of me and Nika B. We should put those on the Black in the Block page for a throwback Thursday. Everybody put up. Yeah. Get a picture of yourself in your Easter.
Let me tell you, me and my sister was 2 years apart, and my mom used to always dress us like we was twins. Like, who does that? Even to this day, if she buy us something, she'll buy us something now. I'm 45, and she'll buy my sister like a shirt, and it'll be the same shirt, different colors. Like, Mama, what are you doing?
Y'all still her babies.
Oh my goodness, she'll buy it though. She love buying it.
Yeah, I can't. I don't know which Easter picture I post. My daughter was looking through some old photos at somebody's house, and she made mention. I had never noticed in my whole life, but my daughter, she saw. She said, "I'm trying to figure out. These are different years, and it's the same Easter suit you run this. You run this Easter back."
Scrap that. You recycling suits. Scrap.
Yeah.
She said it was big. It was baggy this year, but then this year's looked.
You know what I'm saying? Ankle showing there.
Oh, share both of them.
And I'm like, man, who was putting me in this? And I had
Hold
look,
on.
I had the
But was you
Tic Tac shoes
cheesing?
on.
Was you smiling? Was you
I
happy?
was happy.
Hey, that's all that
I
matters.
was happy, baby. I was happy. Now, had I knew what was going on, I probably would have been pissed off. What's going on? Goddamn, Easter shoes smell like mothballs. Hell,
Oh,
pissed me
man.
off. Hey, I'm gonna tell you something. Nika B, speaking of, since you pointed it out, I didn't. Says you're 45. I've been meaning to tell y'all, and it's got to be shared. It has to be shared.
Mhm.
I've been getting a lot of feedback about K. Marie, Nika B, and Pops.
Okay, what's
Oh, what they say? No, I'm just playing what.
First of all, I've had a gentleman approach me, talking about some. Who is them ladies on the podcast? Yeah, I'm like, you know, they K. Marie and
Single
Nika B.
till I'm married, y'all.
Yeah, that's what we single.
And I'm talking about they gonna love to hear that. They gonna love to hear that. And you know, I don't tell no ages. I don't tell no ages.
Thank you for that.
People just know I'm young. and
They equate the two.
right. And so I say, you know, I'm the youngest one on the pod. And you know, they're a little more seasoned than I am. And do you know people think I'm lying?
Okay, that's good. Okay.
People think I'm lying.
Ain't no wrong with it.
I said, okay. I said, what? I said, okay. Well, I said, you know, I don't know their business. I said, you gonna have to like, share, and follow them and find out. I told two people, Pops, I've had told two people in the last week and a half that you are a happily married man.
Yeah,
Hey,
let them know. Make
Pops turned 50 since the last pod.
Oh.
So I
made
made 50.
Pop.
Made 50.
Half a century. How does it feel?
You know, I'm just happy for my pop for planting the seed and mama for bringing it on home. You know, old Pops, he planted the seed, anyway. and mama had it on 350. Boy, she got this. Boy, I had it on 350. Got this fella on to this world. She brought me on home.
Birthday, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I have something, and I don't know, you know, we don't have to necessarily go deep into it. And it's not, I can see where somebody said, well, it's not Black on the Block news. But what do y'all think about the Menendez brothers thing? Like, what do y'all, this is why, listen, hold on, let me tell you. This is why I'm connected to Black on the Block news, because I feel very strongly that had they been Black, that maybe they wouldn't be getting a second chance. And the crazy part is, this weekend, it was some special, you know, I don't know what, I just be flipping channels, but is it in Louisiana that Angola prison? Is that?
Angola, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Angola, yeah.
It was a really good special, and they were talking about, and they were just showing like the hospice unit and stuff like that, and all those older Black men and them coming up for parole hearing after parole hearing. I mean, they 70, 80 years old, no threat to society at this point. They may have done something when they were 16, 17 years old, and them, you know, getting denied. And so that brought it back home to me, because everything that's going on with this, like, and so how do y'all feel about it, just in general?
I know that Candace Owens is going hard in the paint on the Menendez brothers. I wouldn't have known about it, but she's certainly saying that they absolutely should not be getting the second chance. So, but she goes deep into how typically what will happen, the way things are interconnected. Hollywood or someone might put out a documentary that's sort of softening the soil, so people will start to look at them as, you know, feel bad for. Yeah. So that comes before. Now they think they have people, but she said, don't give them another chance.
Yeah. And you know, I remember all of that in real time.
Yeah.
OJ crowd going on.
And as the story started to change, and they're out here spending money. So yeah, I definitely don't believe they deserve a second chance.
Well,
social media and these younger people who are too young to remember, or that were not born, they are really advocating for them, and I think that has something to do with it. And now Kim Kardashian has gotten on board and demanded they be released.
Yeah, I saw that too.
Who is she?
Who is she?
I know
a reality star.
I'm saying I know who she is. I know if
I mean, that's it.
I know if letting Ray J toss and turn around.
You say toss it and
Toss and
turn it
turn?
around.
Yeah, that's all I know about.
He's
That's all I
not
know
gonna let
about.
us forget that.
Right.
But I'm telling you, it is Black on the Block news because they have revived Milli Vanilli.
What are you talking about? One of them is deceased.
I'm saying the name, the people know. My daughter know who the hell Milli Vanilli is now because of them.
Okay. Oh, there is a documentary. What? Because of them? How are they connected?
Because on the Netflix joint, that's what they play. They play the song over and over
Oh,
and over again.
okay. I hadn't watched it yet.
I watched the hell out of it.
I'm gonna
Them
watch
boys
the
crazy.
documentary first to refresh my memory on the actual events in real time, and then compare that to the series.
Yeah, they wild. They
It's
wild.
definitely like Pop said, it's definitely trying to in my opinion gather sympathy.
Yeah, of course.
And my stance on it, and again, not trying to belittle if they were abused in any capacity, but at their age, they could have walked away. Like they could have walked away. They're not 5 years old or 6 years old, like, so that's my biggest thing with it. And then, like you said, the spending spree that they went on, there's just so many other factors, I feel like. So,
And not to mention,
it was 22 and 19.
But you know what?
Really?
Now, and this was because I saw what Candace said, and this is according to what she was reporting. But one of the brothers had actually written a play that was about how to get away with
I forgot about that.
killing your parents.
Yeah.
So
the younger brother did.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I forgot about that. Yeah. So I mean, they're gonna be home, and it's very unfortunate. It's even more so unfortunate that, again, that whole special that I was watching on the prison in Louisiana was just eye-opening for me. Again, I wasn't planning on watching, I was just flipping channels, but our prison system, and I think we've touched on this before in different episodes, but it's set up for punishment only, and almost an inhumane level of punishment.
Right about that.
And there's no rehabilitation in the vast majority of them. We put some of them, like I said, them young boys was in there at 16, 17 years old, especially our color or whatever, and with no hope of getting out. So if I have nothing to lose, and then I'm bringing other inmates in, right? To me, that's putting even in more danger, because I have nothing to lose. Then I'm never going home. So why do I care if you go home? As a matter of fact, I might not want you to go home because I'm not going.
Right.
So I don't know. It was a lot.
They also said, going back to the old Menendez brothers, when they was arrested in such great care.
I'm sure
it wasn't a get on the ground, and one was getting off the airport. He was coming off the plane. They come on.
From a vacation?
No, he had a tennis tournament.
He had a tournament or something, some type of tournament.
Yeah.
Because they were out. You know what I'm saying? Living their life. Yeah.
I am so traumatized from this abuse to the point where I had to kill my parents. Mentally, I'm not gonna have the capacity to play tennis, to go shopping, to enjoy myself. That is a traumatic event. All that abuse they allegedly went through, and then the fact that you had to murder your own parents, that is a traumatic event.
Shoot, mama didn't even do no abuse, and they talking about they put her up out of a misery.
Right.
Yeah, they said she knew about it.
Yeah.
They were saying she knew about it.
Yeah. Now, I did watch a few minutes of the first episode of this Netflix series, and there was a scene where the mom ripped one of the son's toupee off his head, causing this excruciating pain. So according to this Netflix documentary, mom was abusive to some degree.
Ripped a toupee off.
Is that constitute abuse? Like, I mean,
wait a minute. One of the sons had a toupee.
Yeah, he had hair loss at an early age. But this is the thing:
wow.
if I can afford you a life where you're able to get a toupee, you need to sit down. You really do. You really do.
Why the hell you 20 years old?
I don't know. You said you watched it. Did you not see her rip that damn thing off his head?
Yeah, I did see that. Because the brother
who done got with a hot wheel track up around here?
And then this is my thing with that. There's nobody to deny or verify that story.
Exactly.
Right.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I heard her family members saying stuff about the father, or lose, or maybe things that they felt they were uncomfortable with or whatever. But the crazy part is nobody said nothing when they were alive. So don't all of a sudden when tragedy transpires, now everybody wants to say, oh, well, I saw this and I did this. What did you do? So often we see stuff and we don't do anything. You know what I'm saying? So
if those guys get out, it's gonna set a bad precedent. You know, there was a 14-year-old girl that shot and killed her mother. I think she shot her in the head 3 times, and this one was actually you could see her. They had a camera inside of their home, so you could see this little girl kind of creeping, so she could catch her mom. She just caught our mom completely off guard. And I
was
guess
a
the
dog or
first shot,
something running around?
yeah,
Okay,
it was
I
2
saw it.
little dogs in there. So it's like the first shot she shoot, and you hear the mom scream,
Mhm.
and she finished her own off. And if people see that the society can have compassion for, you know, it can set a bad precedent. Because I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, and I don't know what the situation was and why she shot her mom, and maybe those details will come out. But
Right.
yeah,
I think like K. Marie said though, like K. Marie said with it though, you release this stuff on Netflix and stuff, and you have people watching it that was not even alive when this happened. You have no because to be honest with you, had I not been a critical thinker, when I'm watching it, to be real, it's some parts in there that you like, damn, they had to go through that. You know what I'm saying?
Were they mixing that music in there with it too, Scrap?
Yeah.
Make you feel bad? The
They
boy,
mixed with Milli
they put
Vanilli.
them
Pull
violins
at your
in there.
heartstrings. Yeah.
Right.
That's why they need to watch the
there's-
documentary and go back and watch some actual footage.
I looked at I looked up. I had to listen to the Milli Vanilli album. And I know that the prosecutor brought up that whoever was representing them, she had got somebody off a case prior to representing them using the same argument about them being molested or whatever.
See, that's
And unfortunately, that is a very convenient defense because the folks are dead. They can't mount any counter argument because they're dead. So you can say whatever you want to say.
right.
They were terrible because they can't defend themselves. They're gone.
Right.
Right.
Mm-mm. I fear 2 sociopaths are going to be released from prison.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, they need to. I mean, if you look at them now, they look crazy as hell. That's the ball.
Well, both of them bald now, ain't they? They
Now,
both
one
got shaved.
of them still hanging on to her.
Oh, okay.
And I bet they got a slew of women.
They
out.
One of them, I think, is
Why is
married,
it-
at least.
I think
It's-
both of them
how
married.
does that
Oh, okay.
happen?
I know one
Why-
of them is for sure.
Why do people fall in love with these famous criminals?
Want a
They
bad
don't
boy.
be famous.
They want a bad
Not
boy.
even famous. Like,
Yeah,
and
they
I've
famous
heard
as
of it
shit.
on the local level. People getting involved with these inmates, and you not even. It's not like you knew the person before they went in there. I mean, how does that even happen?
When you got number of time to think, K. Marie, sitting back, and you sitting behind them walls. That mouthpiece is dangerous.
There's some poets. There's some poets up in there, Ken.
And just
talking
going
about-
back to that
what?
critical thinking, like that game's
And you-
strong.
And
The
you gotta
Shakespeare ain't got nothing on.
What the hell can you do for me behind some damn bars?
talk to you.
You'll be
make you feel
surprised.
good.
Right.
You'll be surprised.
Shit. Well, write a good letter. Shit, I can write a good poem. Shit, I can journal.
And
I
it's
can't remember
gonna
what
get-
show it was because I don't do reality TV at all. But I was flipping and something made me stop on something. And the girl was had married somebody in jail, right? She married him, right? Her 2 kids were not by him, but he had a camera set up in the house so he could see like when friends come over and all that stuff. Like he would call her and be like, "Who's over?" And she was going for it. Like, are you kidding me?
Like,
Are you
nigga, what you
kidding
gonna do?
me?
Shit, so here, what you
Right.
gonna do?
You know, come on.
That's crazy. Would you be surprised?
Be strong in the mind, baby.
Boy,
Be
you
strong.
had that. You were putting that pimping down.
That
You
speaks
hear
to
me?
one's self-esteem.
Mm.
And a lot of people have low self-esteem.
I know it.
And that's what they're gonna attack you.
They're gonna prey on you.
They gonna do what, Coach?
They're gonna attack your ass. You over here talking some I want you to have political views. They're gonna know everything about politics. And They don't know everything about it.
Hell
What you want to
nah.
talk about? And I feel the way you feel about
And then you're gonna be in love, man. You're gonna be in love.
Right. She gonna be sending them stickers talking about I just voted.
Well, hold on. Let me ask the women on the pod. Do you all prefer guys that acquiesce to what you all say or what you feel like? You know, let's say if you say something. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, no.
whatever you like, sweetie.
Oh no.
How-
Now I've told a guy in the past, don't co-sign for my bullshit. Now I'm not right about everything.
Woo, gotta
And
preach.
Yeah.
I'm not right about everything. I know sometimes I be on some bullshit. And then like don't even support my damn unhealthy eating habits. Don't do that.
So he gonna let you get Haagen-Dazs every time you want it?
Yeah, you know I'm
Come
trying
on.
to lose some weight. I'm saying that. Tell me to put that damn donut down.
He's taking the spoon up to your mouth. He's putting the spoon up there. Come on, baby. Get you a little bit more of that Haagen-Dazs.
I don't do that enabling
That's his
shit
fault.
because you are supposed to enhance each other's lives, and I want someone who is gonna promote my growth and make me a better person, and I want to do the same for my partner. And if you agree with everything I say, then that makes me think that you're not genuine, or you don't have a backbone. And I don't deal with people like that.
It could be. What you say?
So I've had it both ways. I've had people that definitely were caterers to any and everything, you know, and obviously I'm still single, so that didn't work out right. For whatever reason, and because my personality is so strong, like I don't want a man I can run over. Like I need sometimes you be like, get that shit together. Like, you know, I can respect that. But I also want somebody that I can learn from. Like, that's a big thing for me. Like, because I'm definitely not the smartest person in the room. And I want somebody who can pour into me. And if you don't have nothing to pour, then that's a problem. So, yeah.
So do your wives agree with everything that you all do or say? Do you all share the same beliefs?
Again, we need to verify this information with her because
Exactly.
you said a whole lot.
You better. Hey, y'all ain't seen no comments up on the comment section.
Ask her to step in.
Yeah, but I told my wife I might be calling to put on a speaker at some point doing this pod just to, you know. I said, I might
Hold
just.
on, did you prep her? We need to make sure you didn't.
Yeah, I told her the topic. I said if we're gonna be talking about households been on the same accord, so I might just call and put you on speaker. But now it's like actually, my wife does not like to debate as much as I like to debate. You know, so but she will disagree with me, and that's what I'm saying. I'm very, very, very fortunate that we can have conversations, and some people will say that there can't be a marriage where there's no major arguing. But my daughter was mentioning to me the other day, she was telling someone on the phone, she said, I've never seen my parents argue. She's never seen it. We have disagreements, but I've been blessed and fortunate for them to be cordial. Some of that is the good fortune. Some of that is we are two people with good damn sense.
Right.
We're not going to be up in there, talking crazy to one another. You don't do it to people you love. So if I'm going to talk crazy, if I'm going to upset somebody, it's going to be outside of my house. We're going to keep the energy good up in the walls. Even if I got to do a back bend to make sure I don't hurt your feelings. Even when I'm a person, I hold folks accountable. But I tell my children this, I said, each month, each year, I'm working better to communicate my points more effectively. I have to, because there's always a better way to say something. I'm going to tell you, if I think we need to cut out certain things, this is fluoride free. You all, it might be better to have this toothpaste without the fluoride. I'm going to keep pushing it, but I don't want to be so strong that they cut me off before I can even explain why fluoride is not a good thing to have in everything. Right. So I'm fortunate, Nika B, but when I want to debate, typically I go to the barbershop or weight room somewhere where I can, because I like to get aggressive when I'm debating, and typically I'm not going to be aggressive with my wife.
I don't have a do what I say. I don't have that type of mentality, but I don't really get no I don't get no clap back on the things that I require or the things I say at the house. I just don't. And I think that came over time though. Like that ain't something. It hasn't always been that way, but I think I've shown and proven myself to be somebody that makes sound decisions. I don't make decisions out of emotions. I don't make. I don't say things. I don't try to belittle anybody in my house. I don't try to. I don't live a like the gender role thing or like what people supposed to do in the house. Like hell, I wash clothes. You know what I'm saying? I cook. Like so. I mean, it's definitely fair around the board. But when it's a decision that needs to be made, even if I don't say nothing, everybody looking to me to make the decision, and that's what we're gonna go with, and they trust my judgment. So I mean, I don't really go through that extra shit. And there are times that I might make a decision, and when we get away from our daughter or whatever like that, and we just talking about ourselves, it ain't that she disagreed with it. She want to know what made me make that decision. Why did I make it that way, or what was my thought process in doing it? You know what I'm saying? And she'll share her views on different things too. And I've made decisions off of me understanding how she views things too. So it's not going to just always be about me.
The circumstance, obviously. I have nephews and I have a niece. I have a daughter. So it's just scary the way the world is and what's being projected out there. Again, everything is okay. There's no level of accountability coming from any source almost. Parents included, because you got these parents, and that's my child. Don't touch my child. My child. I saw a video. A mother knocked on the door with her son. I'm thinking, okay, what's it? She was like, she was just going off on dude, answer the door, grown man, right?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And she because he apparently, from what I gathered from the conversation,
was the little boy
in the room, with her, with his daughter. So he snatched them up. So whatever.
Man,
to my understanding, he ain't hurt. He cool. You was in my house being disrespectful. So yeah, you might get snatched up and be glad that's all you got. But the mama was popping off, like you ain't putting a finger in. Like I don't know where his wife girlfriend was, baby. When I tell you I would have handled that would have been handled so very swiftly. Like he was in our home. He was in our home, and mama's taking up for him, and he's wrong.
That's crazy.
He's wrong. And it's no different if she would have caught her in her house. I don't know. I'll snatch a little girl too. Like if you being disrespectful, you know what I'm saying? I'll snatch a little boy. I'll snatch you.
Yeah.
If you're in my home, if you don't want to get snatched, don't be in my home doing stuff you're not supposed to do. I used to tell people all the time, if you don't trust me to discipline your kids, don't have them over here. Because I discipline mine.
That's right.
I'm gonna tell you what bothers me though, being in schools right now. It's so much that you can't do and can't say. And I'm talking about, this is not a boy or girl type of thing. It's just me as a man seeing young women. You better not say nothing to them. You better not say nothing to them. And I mean, because of the different laws and the individuality stuff, it's so much that kids are allowed to do now. And you walk around, you got skirts on, their ass cheeks hanging out. You cannot say nothing as a man. You can't say nothing to a 14-year-old girl.
You really can't as a woman. Most women will not say anything.
Can't because the next thing's gonna be that they was looking at me.
Yeah.
Or they'll say you hating.
Right.
One
so
or the other.
But they can definitely put you in a situation where you can get accused of some stuff for sure.
Oh yeah.
And so you can't say nothing to them. And I see the young guys at the school. Hey, they can't focus. They can't focus. I mean, it's always been an ongoing thing because at high school age, like that, you really get diving deep into this dating thing. But I mean, this shit bad.
Yeah.
This shit bad. And my thing is, and I try to tell young men all the time, that ain't who you want. And I ain't trying to take away from nobody or how they dress or whatever, but I explain to every young man, like my thing is, man, you might want to have sex with them and have a good time with them. That's not who you want to marry ultimately in your life. That ain't who you want around you at all. And it's so scary now because even with young men, I'm gonna put it back on the young men. Even with the standard's so low, but that's all you see. That's what you see on TV. That's what you see on videos. You see the BBLs. And so all you see is body parts and all this type of stuff. So that's all you got. That's all you got in your mind. But these
that's
young
what
women,
brings. But you know what?
they're scary.
and pardon me, Scrap, but that's why it brings it all the way back around to what K. Marie, basically what we were all saying about how really politics is not disconnected from your walk, because there are some things that, because what you were describing is when a person dresses in a particular way, you can't really say anything to them. We're moving towards that. You're moving away from the traditional norms of how you cover yourself. And going back to what K. Marie said about the guy in the Bible, there are certain scriptures in the Bible that talks about a woman dressing in modest apparel. And I had to think about a video I saw of Kirk Franklin, and I know he's not a woman, but the clothing and the movements he was doing on stage, it wouldn't really put you in the mind of anything that have to do with the Bible. And if you have not seen it, take your time out and go review.
He's definitely a gyrator. That's what my grandma was. A gyrator.
Yeah, gyrator.
Okay, I get the gist of it.
Really?
Okay.
And when you combine gyrating with high heels, they were nearly heels. They were, you know what I'm saying? They were.
You're doing this Prince thing right now.
No, he's short.
Okay,
well,
that's what it was. He was getting some extra height, but it looked with the gyrating and the little boots and the tight pants and the. You know what I'm saying?
We're gonna call it Kirk Little Boots. Okay.
Little
Boots Franklin.
Little Boots.
Okay.
LB. K. Marie, I'm not the tallest man in the world. I'm not wearing no heels.
What else has been going on? Anybody to kick off the block, Coach? Everybody.
Well, we'll say this. We ain't got to kick them off because it's all
Lord.
It's all lit. But it did bother me. They said R. Kelly's daughter had came out and said that he was molesting her.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that's a touchy subject. But I'm starting to look at old girl, the mama. What's her name? Lisa. What's her name?
Andrea Kelly.
I know you know.
She don't look like no Lisa. She don't look like no Lisa.
And that's what I'm about to say. Like, I'm starting to look at her like, man, you got some shit going on.
And definitely.
And cause she married to Buddy now. What's his name? Dino twin brother.
From H-Town?
Yeah.
I knew she was remarried. I didn't know who she was remarried to.
Okay, had no idea.
She married the dog. She married the dog. So I don't know what's up with her. And I know a lot of people on the block don't like nobody to mess with old what's that, Andrea, whatever her name is. But I think she got some shit going on. I think she probably played a part in get my boy messed up.
Well, I mean, messed up. What do you mean?
Yeah.
I think she knew about what was going on. I don't think there's a way she could be married to him and have kids with him and not know what was going on there.
What was going on? That's alleged.
He has been convicted. Let's please stop.
Just because, hey, just because
he did that. You know, he did that shit. Okay, he did it. Okay.
I wasn't there.
Okay. Well, I wasn't either, but I believe he did that shit. Everybody's not lying on him. We know his history. It's the pattern of behavior. I'm not going to excuse this man just because he has good music and he's a black man. I do believe Andrea knew some shit was going on.
I definitely
but she benefited from being his wife. And if you have such disdain for this man, why the hell do you continue to carry that last name? Because again, you benefit from your association with R. Kelly.
I mean, definitely benefits with it. Let me ask you this, because I don't know the whole story. Like, I don't, like, how old were they when they got married?
I don't know, but she divorced him. Was it just a few years before the scandals?
No.
They was young because I want to say she was a dancer or something. He found they were young.
And again, I don't know the story, and the reason why I asked that question is because I can just speak to our community. A lot of times, we'll get married, and stay married, and they had, 20 other different partners or, whatever, have a whole nother life going on and just not go through the divorce process. So were they actually in a marriage
Right.
or you see what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
know
Because
I don't know
if
at
I'm
what point they
famous and I got all
separated.
these houses and I got all this other stuff and I got you and the kids put up somewhere, I don't know what she knew and what she didn't know.
That's
I
kind of
don't
how
know,
she
but
explained
I'm
it too.
inclined to believe she knew something.
Yeah.
That's kind of how she explained it. Like they stayed at they stayed at a house. They're like this for the family, and I mean, of course, he was all over the damn place. So, like you said, I know regular people is married legally and got 2 separate lives they live in.
Right.
That's right.
So, but for people on the block, I hold people accountable, but I just don't. The court ain't gonna be enough for me to say you did something. It's just me. But nobody to kick off the block. I will say, if y'all have not seen that Aaron Hernandez documentary, they came over with a special about Aaron Hernandez. It's like a little I think it's like a season of episodes.
Mm-hmm.
It unfolds a lot of stuff that they talked about. So with athletes they talk about CTE a lot.
Mm-hmm.
For taking so many blows. They said this man was when he was in high school. He had gotten concussion or whatever, and like when you get concussed, you're not supposed to drink, smoke, none of that stuff. So the man went back on. First of all, he went back on the field to play and finish the game. Was drinking, smoking, partying, kicking. This is in high school. And when he killed himself in jail, in prison or whatever, allegedly, when they did a scan on him, they did say he had CTE.
Yeah. I didn't watch this one because I had watched something years ago and I just didn't revisit it. I may go back, but you think it's definitely a good watch? Yeah.
So this one is, I wouldn't even call it a documentary, I guess. So you see how they played the story on Netflix with like the Menendez brothers, and they like made it into episodes and stuff like the real thing. That's kind of how this deal with Aaron Hernandez. And they kind of go through his high school years, him being a kid. And one of the things he dealt with at a young age, his dad died. And he was real close to him. But they unfold a lot of stuff about the rumors of him being a homosexual, and all that type of stuff. Yeah. So it's definitely a good watch though, because of course it's football related, but it goes past that though. And a lot of people don't know what athletes deal with on and off the field. It's bigger than just a game sometimes. I'm at a stage now, like I'm ready for my daughter to get out the house because I'm at a stage now that I don't like to wear pants. I don't. No, I really don't.
Interesting.
We on this pod now. I ain't got nothing but a shirt and a hat.
TMI.
Look,
don't stand up, Scrap. Don't stand up.
That's what was about to happen. I was about to get up and go do something real quick. I said, "Nah,
don't
I can't
let
do
it be
that.
an emergency."
You they got a YouTube strike.
Hey, either that we're gonna have 7 million views. I'm gonna be on all covers.
You can go viral.
This is gonna be the one to take us out. This is gonna be the one to take us to the top.
Now I will admit that there's some things that you can participate in when you're an empty nester that you can't when you have kids at home. However, when they come back.
Oh no! You come back, you're gonna have to set me how I am.
When they come back, you got to get in line again as a parent, right?
I've grown since then. You have to love me different.
Love me different. Not your child. Love you different.
Yeah. I just don't like wearing pants. I really don't. It be pissing me off.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Luckily, I live alone. I ain't got to worry about this shit until I have visitors. So I'll be out here all free, willy-nilly up in this thing by myself.
Boy, Kim about to run up to you, but I see him inboxing us now. We're gonna have to have us a Black on the Block OnlyFans.
I say open the door and let me in. Teach us all, preach your sins. Turn the cheek, let it slide. Give 5 on the black hand side. The black hand side. Oh, oh, oh. Black hand side, black hand side. Oh, oh, oh. The black hand side.